Hi, my name is Leah. Welcome back to my channel. Today we're doing a yoga flow that is targeted for people who have chronic back pain, maybe something like sciatica, or just a sore back. This is a nice gentle flow to help alleviate some of that pain. To get started today, let's meet in a child's pose. So come to sitting on your knees. If you have a block, you can place that in between your legs, or just sink down on the backs of your legs. Starting from the hips, hinge forward, arms reach out long. Coming down, resting your forehead on the mat in this child's pose. Your fingers are spread wide. And we'll start to draw awareness to your breath here. Deep inhale through the nose. Exhale. Inhale, pressing your lungs and belly into your legs. Exhale, contracting and squeezing your core. A few more rounds of breath just like this. Letting your hips feel really heavy and sinking down. On your next exhale, start to walk your fingertips back towards your shoulders, press up through your palms, and from here, lift up on your hips, coming to a tabletop position. Your wrists are stacked underneath your shoulders and your knees are stacked underneath your hips. Toes are untucked. Spread your fingertips wide, press evenly into all 10 fingers. On your inhale, drop your belly, take your gaze all the way up to the sky, really slowly and gently here. Don't go far if you have any sort of pain or pulling. Inhale. Exhale, slowly rounding the motion. If this feels okay, continue to round, tucking your chin, gaze towards the back of the mat. And then reverse. If you're feeling any sort of discomfort, either in cow or in cat, just do one or the other. So if cow is painful, only do cat. And if cat is painful, only do cow. In a perfect world, your spine is flexible enough to do both of these movements. Obviously, that's not the case for a lot of people. So just taking it easy and listening to your body. One more round here. Inhale. Exhale. Come back to a neutral spine. From here, tuck your toes under, lift your hips, and walk your hands out, coming into a high plank position. Inhale. And then exhale, send your hips up and back for downward facing dog, walking your feet in a couple steps. Take a moment here to pedal out your heels. Iron out any sore spots that you might have. And press actively into your palms to encourage your chest towards your thighs. On your next exhale, gently start to lift your right foot off of the mat and then step it through in between your hands. Drop your back knee, untuck your back toes, and lift on your chest, coming to a low lunge. From here, you can have your hands at heart center. Just a very gentle chest opener here. You can bring your arms out like cactus arms, or you can keep them at your heart center, whatever feels the best. Not trying to push yourself too much. If you're feeling too much pressure on your back, you can put more weight into your front foot. Or if it feels okay, continue to sink into that right hip. On your next inhale, hands drop. Fill your lungs, take your gaze to the sky. Exhale, plant your palms on the mat. Now we're gonna shift our hips back over top of our back knee, coming into a half split, sitting down on your left leg, extending your right leg long in front of you. Hinge forward at the hip, and maybe reach for your right foot, or just keep your hands down on the mat. You can stay seated on your foot, or you can stay raised if you can't get all the way down, just coming into this half split position. The goal here is to elongate your right hamstring while keeping your spine long. You're not rounding your spine too much, still trying to elongate with the top of your head. Inhale, fill your lungs. On your exhale, start to press into your palms, lift up on your hips. Plant your palms at the top of the mat, tuck your back toes, lift up on your back knee, and step your right foot back to meet your left, coming back into a high plank. On your exhale, hips lead up and back, downward facing dog. Coming back in tune with our breath if we've lost it. On your next inhale, left leg lifts up, kick behind you. Exhale, sweep your leg through, step in between your hands, drop your back knee, untuck your back toes, lift your chest for a low lunge on the other side. Hands again can come to heart center or reach out wide. Gently opening your chest, slight back bend, but mostly trying to stay vertical. Again, if it's too much, you can press more weight into your leading foot, coming high on your back knee rather than sinking deep into the hip. Just find a place where you can find comfort for a few breaths. On your next inhale, drop your hands, reach all the way up to the sky. Exhale, plant your palms surrounding your front foot and start to shift your hips back, half split on the other side. Again, stay here if that is what your flexibility allows, or continue to sit down on the back of your right leg, extending your left leg long. Keep a slight bend in your extended leg, and your hands can come to the floor. They can reach down on your elbows. They can stay on your leg. Just find a place where they can give you some stability. Inhale, start to press into your palms, lift up on your back knee. Walk your hands to the top of your mat. This time you're going to step your right foot up to meet your front, coming into a forward fold, hinging forward at the hips. Keep a bend in your knees. You can grab for opposite elbows and just hang from your upper body. We're not feeling any pulling in our low back. This is all coming from the hips. Bring more weight into your toes rather than in your heels.
One more breath here. Then start to sit down, bending your knees. Come onto your back side. Scoot your hips to the middle of your mat. And then roll your spine back all the way flat onto the mat. From here, keep a bend in your knees. Lift up on your right leg. Cross your ankle on top of your left knee. Lift your legs and reach in between them with your right arm, hooking onto the back of your left thigh for a figure 4 stretch. This is a really nice gentle stretch for your back and your hips. The more that you pull on your legs with your arms, the more intense the stretch will be. You can also add more by pressing gently onto your right bent knee with your right hand. That gives a bit more of a hip opener, but if we want to focus on the back, let's just keep your hands interlaced behind your thigh. With every exhale, try and sink a little heavier in your low back onto the ground. On your inhale, drawing your navel in towards your spine. On your next exhale, release the grip of your leg, place your left foot down on the mat. This time, lift up on your left foot, cross it on top of your right knee, reach in between your legs for the back of your thigh. You might notice that one side is a little more forgiving than the other, which is normal. Most people have a more flexible side of their body. Or sometimes your upper body is more flexible on one side than your lower body, or vice versa. One more breath here. Exhale, release the grip of your leg, place your foot on the mat. This time, inhale, cross your right leg on top of your left leg, bump your hips over to the right, and let your knees fall to the left side. Arms come out wide like cactus arms, and then take your gaze over to the right side, just a gentle supine twist. If it's too much, you can lift your knees a little higher and place your foot flat on the mat. If it's not enough, you can maybe place your hand on top of your knee and encourage your legs down towards the ground. Don't want to feel any pinching, just a gentle twist. On your inhale, start to lift up on your knees, undo the cross of your legs, other side. Left knee crosses on top of right, let them fall to the right side, and take your gaze over to the left side this time. On your next exhale, start to lift up on your knees, coming back through center, undo the cross of your legs. This time, both knees come into your chest, give them a gentle hug. Inhale, exhale, lower your legs all the way down to the mat, coming into Shavasana. Legs are long, arms are down by your side. You're welcome to stay in Shavasana as long as you'd like. Or when you're feeling ready, you can start to stretch your arms up overhead, make a big reach, and gently push yourself up to a seated position. Maybe stretch your arms a little bit, round your spine back, pull forward. And thank yourself for showing up today. Thanks for joining me. I'll see you next time.